It's a dream, it's not a target. When you're 250 crores, how can you give a target of 1,000 crores? It was a dream. So I said, okay, we put a team together. We said, now this becomes, give me a plan how we can reach 1,000 crores. They gave us a plan. We put that plan into action. So we said, now our target for a company is 2015-16, we'll do 1,000 crores. It's a target. We put an action plan. That action plan is going to, we've made some investments, so the investment is going to finish by July. But in the interim, what happened? Next year, we did 440 crores, which was all-time high. Next year after that, same asset, same people, we did 580 crores. Same asset, same people. This year we had budgeted 700 crores. But this was just the budget. The slowdown hit us then, which is happening today. The steel is under dire straits in the whole country. So we are well below our budget. But still, this will be our second highest sales ever, despite having a very bad year for the steel industry. The point, ladies and gentlemen, is this was not my target as a leader. This was something that the team took up. The team wanted this. I listened. Then I made this my order, my target. We kept communicating it. So everyone knew we want to be a 1,000 crore company within the company. There was involvement of everybody because they were the ones who put up the target. There was full involvement. And they took complete ownership because they made the plan how to do this thing. And of course, Arts got connected. We had a 25% attrition rate 2.5 years ago. As every industry is facing huge shortage of people, attrition of people, we had 25% attrition. Currently, attrition is 5 to 6%. So in 2.5 years, suddenly people got connected, Arts got connected, and people are staying back. Even people have left us now who wanted to come back and join and be part of this journey. That, I just thought an example because sometimes concepts are just concepts. But when you give an example, it helps to make sure that the concept is real. It is possible. This is what I had to say today. Open for questions. And normally I think question answers is the most important part of the session because that's when I can really talk about what's on your mind. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Sir, it was a great pleasure listening to you. So don't you think that setting an example is also essential for a leader in any kind of an establishment, whether political, social, economical, or...
Absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why I said the leader has to be a role model. He has to walk the talk, to use a cliche. I can't talk of being punctual, that you should be punctual and I'm not punctual myself. I can't talk about a results orientation to people if I'm not result oriented myself. I can't tell people, please be nice to people, please treat your subordinates well, but I'm going to treat you like shit in my office. I can't tell you to delegate when I'm not delegating myself. So, it starts, leadership basically starts from you. When one finger is pointing at the other person, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. So you should delegate means, gentlemen, I have to delegate. You need to treat people better, I need to treat people better.
Thank you, sir.
So there's a very famous saying of Mark Twain, which said that if every person is satisfied with themselves, there will be no leaders. But sir, in the present world, don't you think every second person is ready to shoot you down if you're too egoistic at the first part? I mean, if you say that you're not satisfied with yourself, don't you think a person is ready to say that stop being so egoistic and come down to the earth as such?
Two different things. I have never propagated being egoistic. In fact, I have said that ego is one of the biggest hindrances to being a good leader. That was one part. And the other part, I think you were talking about, that if you want to do something, other people are willing to pull you down. Forget other people. Leadership is about you. You set your house in order. You set your behavior right. as a leader, as you keep being the change that you want others to be, then it's a slow process of osmosis. It's slow, but gradually people start feeling that this is nice. I'll give you an example. I'm talking about 15, 17 years ago. I used to go for a morning walk in Panchkula. I was new to the city. I'd go to the park. I would walk alone. Now I'm a person who likes company. So after a few days, I started seeing some familiar faces who were also regulars. I said, let's talk to them, but nobody's interested in me. Fine. So I just started smiling at the person when he came again. I just smiled. Second day again I smiled. Third day I smiled, he smiled back. Fourth day he was walking, I crossed to him, I said, can I join you? He said, sure. After a few days he said, can I join you? So, that's how it started to become friends. So the point is, don't wait that the world will change. You change yourself, you work on yourself, and very soon around you, you see people changing. So that's, of course, my experience, and I have not been let down so far. Human beings, 98% people are good. Yes, there are 1 or 2% people who may not be as good currently. They also can eventually change. So, I'm a great optimist in human behavior.
How can you have a proper motivation?
The only way to have a proper motivation is when you are working for a cause that is not linked to you yourself. Let me give you an example. Most people get into business because they want to make money. Okay, I made 1 lakh rupees, then I make 1 crore rupees, then I make 5 crores, 10 crores, 20 crores. How much is enough? It's never enough. And then beyond a point, if you made some money, you got a good house, you got a good car, you got medical security, you've been able to put your kids to good college, you've been able to get a few holidays. How can you, it can't motivate you again and again and again. It gets boring. One great person has said, a poor man can never be unhappy. Unhappiness is the privilege of only rich people. A poor person can be in difficulty. He may not have enough to eat, but he has hope that tomorrow I will reach somewhere, I will have a house, I'll have enough to eat. After that I will be happy. Rich man who's got everything, who's got 2 houses, 3 cars, enough vacation, and he has emptiness inside. That is the problem. So motivation, true motivation comes when the cause that you are working for is beyond you. The 3 generations ahead of us had the cause of freedom for the country. People like Bhagat Singh gave up their lives, throwing paper bombs and not running away, standing out there laughing, going to the gallows and saying, Karno ji karna hai kya? Gaate mein ja rahe. So that was a kind of motivation. It's different. Even today in the armed forces, when they are fighting at the border, many people are so motivated. They have got their family, they've got their children, they've got parents, old parents, giving up their lives. That's motivation. The cause is bigger than yourself. But if you say, I want to make more money, I want to make more money, I should have more, how long can you get motivated? Human being has been created for a much bigger purpose than what we are using ourselves for. I'm just sharing my views. Yes. I just said after this young man.
So my question is, how to deal with adversity? There are times when there are adverse situations, and sometimes situations are beyond human control. So how to deal with that? And sir, the question might not be very relevant in the context, but yes, I want to ask a personal question as well. Do you believe in destiny?
Okay.
2 questions.
Let me answer the second question first. I believe life life is a three-legged stool. Are you a student, of course? Which discipline?
Law.
Law, okay. I forgot, they're all lawyers here. Okay. But if anybody who studied elementary physics, only a three-legged structure can be stable with unequal legs. Because a four-legged structure with unequal legs, the chair will go tip, 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 tip. But three-legged structure, the stool, even with unequal legs will remain stable. It may be tilted this way or tilted that way, but it will be stable with three legs. So life is three legs. One, hard work. Two, capability. And three, luck. So in each person's life, these three things are important. In somebody's life, maybe hard work is playing a bigger role. In somebody's life, capability is playing a bigger role. In somebody's life, luck may be playing a bigger role. But all three are important. And if all three are equally good, then the table, the stool will be much higher than if any one is very, very good and the other doesn't. So I believe in destiny. So many people are working hard. But why does one person crack the IAS? Or an IIT or an IIM? I was a gold medalist, but there are people better than me who are gold medalists. But I was lucky. So if I say just hard work which got me there, of course I worked hard. Was it capability? Of course there was capability, I hope. But there was also luck. So I am a great believer in destiny. So that was the second question. And can you repeat the first question again, please? Adversity, sorry. Please believe me, you are very lucky if you have adversity. I keep praying you should have adversity, and the earlier in life you face adversity, the stronger you become to face life. Otherwise you become a softy in life. When the smallest problem, the smallest breeze comes in and you fail out there. So adversity is what brings out the metal in you. And throughout my life I've faced enough adversity. I'll give you just one example of adversity among several I've had. I've been an asthmatic patient since I was class 7. Since I was 7 years old. I've had severe asthma. Even when I finished the IIT entrance exam, barely managed to finish the exam. That night my father had to call the ambulance at home and pump me off into hospital. I was in hospital 15 days with oxygen, decadron injections, all kind of injections and all. So I've had that kind of severe asthma. So it was an adversity. But I worked on it through nature and other things to control and to cure my asthma. Not through medicine, but through natural processes. And this asthma once saved my life. So many of you, at least the students, would be too young, but 88 in Delhi, in Citibank, there was a bomb blast in Connaught Place. And I was doing my summer training. I was in Ahmedabad, I was doing my summer training there. And I got my asthmatic attack. And my parents were visiting. They saw my condition, they say, you come home immediately. So I took leave from my boss. He gave me leave, I went back home. The day I was supposed to come back, my mother said, your boss gave you leave very easily to stay like 1 day more, they come fully okay. I said, mothers, I'm now an MBA student and all, I'm not a school student, but I listened. That evening, when I was going in the bus to Connaught Place, I saw Connaught around the office. I saw a party going on in the office. I missed the party. Moms, what do? Next morning I reached the office. I found total chaos. The bomb blast had happened and the bomb was placed under my seat. So the bomb was under where I would be sitting every day. And because I had this asthmatic attack, because my mother said stay 1 day more, I wasn't there. Otherwise I would have been up there, not just standing in front of you. So adversity is something which gives you a sense of humor, it teaches you life, and it's treated like a piece of joke. But work to eliminate that adversity. I hope I've answered your question. I think there's a question here, sir.
Compliments, Mr. Jain, for a very fresh approach on this leadership issue. My first question, you have talked about dedication. For a leader to be successful, I think he should be a good judge of men and should be able to understand the capability of his followers. And only then he can delegate. So you can comment on that. Then I, being in government service, I had a boss who said that a leader should be to be successful, wants these qualities in his followers, in his subordinates. And he surprised me by saying that the foremost quality he wants is loyalty, because he does not want his people to stab him in the back. Second quality, efficiency. And the third quality is honesty. So in that grade, could you kindly comment on this?
Sir, my belief is slightly different. Too much happens in this world where we demand things from others. You should be honest, you should be loyal, you should be efficient. I'm sorry. My belief is, what should I do? I should be loyal, I should be honest, I should be efficient. My focus is totally on me. And if I'm honest, if I'm loyal, if I am efficient, gradually around me, people will come around me who are like that. In my career so far, I have rarely done any hiring. I have always worked with teams that have already been given to me. And so far, in 24 years of working, I have rarely come across somebody who was not worthy of being delegated to. But I have also put in a point that you need to have a lot of training. So I continuously invest a lot of my own time and money in training people. So depending on the capability of the individual, that person needs a different kind of training. But training is something which comes inherently to me, and I have seen so far people, my subordinates, and maybe I am very lucky, but across 24 years, across different businesses, across different locations, my subordinates have very rarely failed. I have been perhaps an exception or lucky. But people, human beings, are normally capable. We need to give them a chance. This, exactly sir, your logic is the logic of most people. My support is not capable enough and therefore I can't delegate. But that is why perhaps I have seniors also thinking that this person is not capable enough and therefore I will not delegate. And therefore most top people are so busy, they don't have time for the important things in life. They don't have time for their family, they don't have time for their own personal interests. How many senior people have hobbies? How many people are doing things that make them alive? How many people are doing things that make them want to live life on a daily basis? They are too busy doing things which their subordinates and their subordinates can also easily do. This is my experience. Right?
Mr. Sachit Jain, your company was rated amongst the best 50 companies to work for this year. My question is, was it the dream of your team? Was it a target? Or did it happen just because of good policies being followed?
It cannot be something like this can never be a target. It was a dream when we entered our steel company in this contest. I mean, this is not a it's a survey and you have to, of course, decide to participate in the survey. My dream was in the next 5-7 years, somewhere we should figure in some list. So that was just my dream and a wish. This kind of thing cannot be a target. We were very lucky that in the first year of participation, we got mentioned in the top 50 companies below 1,000 employees. So I guess it's the hard work done by the people and hard work done by people before me, because this was a unit which was already running. I just took it over 2 years ago. So it is a cumulative work done by people before me, which led to this kind of recognition, I would say. The recognition is something like Mr. Mani out here. He was running that unit for a long time.